Hello everybody, welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Today we're going to be going through a roll of Flying Eagle cents. This is the first small cents in United States history. The coins we're going to be looking at are 162 and 163 years old, comprising of 1857 and 1858. I've just kind of pulled out 50 Flying Eagles for you guys to see today. At random, so I don't know what they're going to look like. I'm imagining most of them will be kind of cull to low grade, but we might find a nice one in here. So I have the first one out here already. But good morning everyone. We're having a pretty good week here. Hope your weeks are going well. And so this one here, it's got some environmental damage on it, but the details on it are still pretty nice. We've got a lot of tail feathers and a lot of feathers still on the eagle. And these are some of my favorite coins. I really enjoy the Flying Eagle cent. It's a really easy series to collect because it's so short. However, the 1856 that does exist, there's not many of them, and they command a heavy premium even when they're seriously damaged. So if you guys have a Flying Eagle cent, and you can check it and it's 1856, you have hit the jackpot. There's a couple double dies and a couple different varieties for it. There's a small and a large letters, which is kind of like the memorial cent with the wide and close AM. The America on the small cent, or small letters, is closer, I believe, than the large letters, I believe, are closer than the small letters. So here we have one that is fairly worn, no major damage. This one's probably like, depending on what the back looks like, probably like an AG. It's missing a bunch of its lettering. And some of these, you know, it's questionable. I believe the 1856 has a different reverse design than the 57 and 58. But it's like some of these we can barely see the date. I believe most of these have dates on them. And so if you have a coin that like the date is pretty worn off and you think it might be 1856, you can go online, say to eBay, and you can check the listings for an 1856, and you can kind of check out the design pattern. And so sometimes if it doesn't have a date, you can identify it that way. But the back, it looks like kind of about almost good as well on the reverse. It almost looks like it has a couple little hints of environmental damage. You can just see a little bit of green at 12 o'clock and a little bit at 6 o'clock underneath the wreath. This one shows some clear damage on it. It's funny, like I'm talking about, like, you know, the 1856, and for some reason it's like you can't really see the date on there, but it's like almost wanting to like show a 6 there, and I don't think that this is a 1856. Hey Nettie Greer, first, welcome to the stream. I believe that is probably an 8 underneath area that looks like a 6. It's just interesting. We'll take a look at the reverse. This one is clearly damaged. I mean, we've got like a rim ding, to say the least, and looks like it might have encountered a carpenter's nail at some point. We've got environmental damage, we've got scratching. Not every coin travels through time with the same care and love. How are you doing this morning, Nettie? Welcome. We're looking at some old Flying Eagle cents. I collected these off of eBay for quite a while, and some other sources as well. Anytime I saw one for a relatively cheap price, pretty much regardless of the condition, I collected them. This one has some serious damages to it. This is not an error. I mean, I'm not even sure exactly what happened to this one. It looks like it was cut into pretty much all the way around the rim. Looks like a 1858. And the reverse, somebody was really going on to town with this. It's like somebody was like trying to create half cents, cut it in half, and hey. It's kind of interesting with the E. I hadn't noticed how large the E was until I saw one kind of damaged like this. I just want to kind of compare it to the next one. I didn't realize how elongated it went to the end there. I've looked at a lot of these, and for some reason I never noticed that. Maybe it's because I've been staring at modern coins for so long. Maybe I knew it at one point and forgot. This one looks like it's been smooshed on the rim. Looks like it has some environmental damage. Perhaps somebody was metal detecting and they found this one and they got it with the shovel. But these coins are pretty old, so there's a lot of things that could have happened to them in that time. This isn't the best one to compare the E to. But we can see like the E, it's got a little bit of a fancy design. It kind of goes off a bit, even though it's pretty worn down. So these, for the most part, in this condition, they usually go for about $5–10. If you have one in like almost good condition, without any damage on them, they usually go for about $18. On the reverse, it's like kind of like a cornucopia of things. The wreath, if we can find one with some really good details on it, I can show you guys a little bit more detail. But it's kind of, I believe it's like corn, and then looks like there's like kind of acorns and like different kinds of berries. There's just a lot of it, like if we can find one with some really good details on them, it's a really pretty design and pretty intricate. I feel like the Indian head cent and the wheat penny kind of like got the similar design. I feel like it inspired future designs on coins. But I feel like this one is kind of the most intricate. We'll see if we can find one. This one looks like it's probably in about almost good. There's a scratch and a little environmental damage at 2 o'clock. That's okay. I'll have to check out one that has better condition on it. I believe maybe at the top it's kind of like I want to say it's like wheat, but it almost looks like amaranth to me. And there's a ribbon at the bottom. About mid-central in the wreath, I believe it's corn. And then there's like a bunch of leaves and like kind of like acorns, I believe. And sometimes I feel like a common place for these to double is like on the bottom of the wreath. I feel like we can almost see on the left side of the bottom, like there's like a little extra metal there. I found quite a few of these that the pattern and the wreath has doubled. And I believe there's quite a few varieties for it. The front has a couple different possibilities for double dyes. Rick Snow, if you look him up on the internet, I believe he has a whole website dedicated to flying eagles. He seems to be like the authoritative source. He like all of the varieties and stuff are named. It's like snow variety this, snow variety that. Um, he pretty much he's written the book on flying eagle scents. So this one is like kind of beyond worn. It's interesting too how the wreath pattern goes down almost all the way to the rim, but I believe the rim has been kind of worn. Maybe this one hit a washing machine and has been kind of, and you can see on the bottom of the wreath as well there, you can see kind of like a little doubled. You can see like a little extra piece of metal there even with it that worn. Maybe we'll take a look at a couple of these at the end here. I think this one has a little bit better details. We'll check out the reverse, see if we can see some of them. The highest grade one that I ever had was like an MS62, and you could see everything on it, which was also the most I ever sold a penny for. I believe I sold it for like $810. And so that's my record for the most expensive penny that I've ever sold. But I paid about $600 for it, so I've actually noticed, I feel like that was about 5 years ago. Yeah, the details on the back aren't as good as the front here. You can kind of see the shapes of the leaves. Almost looks like there's maybe like a little wheat stalks below the corn as well here. I believe we'll find there's probably ones with some like kind of high grade details, but damaged. But I didn't organize these ones before, so I'm not sure 100% what we're gonna find in here. My goal originally was to try to buy every single flying eagle that was out there available. I would just buy out any dealer that had any, and I had like read about population reports, and I thought that there was less of them than there was, but the more I seemed to buy, the more that seemed to come out of the woodwork, and I would drive up the price on them, and then all of a sudden there would be like 100 new ones on the market, and it was an interesting game of Monopoly. And I'm starting to buy them again. I noticed that the price on them went down. I noticed that there was like over 100 of them that sold for under $10. So the price seems to have settled down on things. I'm going to start slowly collecting them again. Not go full gear and drive the price up insanely. This one almost looks like it's had some details added to it. Perhaps it's kind of a rough job cleaning it. But some of it looks like there is an attempt to add more detail to the wings. Maybe they were just trying to clean them. My guess is that this one came out of the ground metal detecting. And that's one of the things kind of with coins like this is while there's not a ton of them on the market, there's a lot of metal detector enthusiasts. Metal detecting, I feel like, has become more mainstream. People are still finding these, and so there's more coming out. As you know, these are the kind of coins that when there's like a shipwreck, and they discover like a hoard of like gold or silver coins and stuff. Like these are also coins that are being dug up from the ocean or found at like Civil War sites or something like that, and they get cleaned up, and they're worth finding for sure. I feel like we can almost see a little bit more of the designs. You can kind of see they almost look kind of like a maple leaf up on the top of the wreath. hopefully we'll find one with some really good details on it for you. I know that you can, if you go on eBay, or actually, I mean, like, I guess you can only see the back of it, and I've got the 1933 reverse behind my chair. I did at one point have the reverse of the Flying Eagle above me. I think the one above me is extra fine 30, or a very fine 35. And I've got some ones that are a little bit higher graded, but that one, it's got like doubling in the tail feathers and stuff, which is why I like that one and used it. This one has some environmental damage. It's got a little bit of pitting. Almost looks like there's a little bit of doubling down at the bottom, which I think it, like I definitely have ones that like the wreath is like really fairly doubled, and they look quite interesting. And one place also with these that like I believe it's a double die variety, like the C and the A will have like kind of an extra piece of metal, like a extra A. They'll just be like extra thick, and there's usually a line separating them. And there's quite a few different die clashes where another coin has been kind of stamped or pressed up against it. So there's some cool varieties to this coin. I'd say the best way to learn about them is to either check out Rick Snow's website, or to go to eBay and look at some high example of the varieties. Here we've got some pretty good details. You can see the maple leaves up at the top, and I'm not 100% sure what the top part is. Like, it might be wheat, but it almost looks like there's wheat kind of in the bottom of the wreath there. And then there's, when they're in really good detail, next to the maple leaves there, I believe they're acorns. But it's kind of like a cornucopia. It's like a bunch of delicious things all wrapped up in a bow. This one definitely looks like it came out of the ground to me. It looks like it was a really nice one before it hit the ground, but sitting in the dirt for 150 years definitely does not make a penny look pretty. But it's like amazing. It's like this one looks like before it was environmentally damaged. It doesn't look like it had any wear or damage to it. Hey, look, you can see my fingerprint. Someday they'll scrape my DNA off of these coins and make a clone of me. Hello, Princesa. Welcome. We're looking through some more Flying Eagle scents today. How's your morning? Good morning, good morning. I thought I'd go back in time a little bit today and look at some older coins. And there is a variety for the Flying Eagle scent where there's like a broken wing. I believe that this one just has damage on it, because I believe the wing tip is completely broken and you can almost see like an extra little piece of metal towards the end of it. But there is a variety that you can look for, and usually along the rim right around here there's kind of like an extra little piece of metal that comes down to like the C and the A. It's just a little bit raised up there. These ones are so faded because they're like about 162, 163 years old. If they haven't just been handled and worn in circulation, that most of these probably came from the ground. They were probably like metal detecting finds. But not a bad penny to find metal detecting for sure. Like there is definitely a market for them, and they're definitely not making any more of them unless somebody is counterfeiting them. This one looks like it's been marked up by some tools. There's also a variety for this one where the eagle has a second eye, making it a double die. When I bought these, probably most of the ones we're seeing here today, I probably bought for between about $5 and $15. It seems like the price has settled down a little bit more. I've seen about 100 of them sell in about this condition for under $10. When I was buying these, I kind of like drove the price up pretty much. I just bought every single one that was available anywhere. And I've since stopped playing the game of Monopoly with them, and now I just try to pick them up for a low price. I figure, as old as they are, there's going to be less and less of them around, so I've been attempting to buy them. Excuse me. No, I don't have coffee. I set my timer, and I was like, oh, I have plenty of coffee, and then by the time it was time to start the stream, I had finished my coffee. I do have plenty of coffee in me, but I am pretty insane here not starting my stream without coffee in me. You're always welcome at my house. So we've been trying to find one with some pretty good details on the reverse so that I could show you guys like how pretty the wreath is. Unfortunately, none of these so far have had really good details on the reverse, but it really is beautiful. We'll just have to keep on looking. Since some of them are very worn, some of them are environmentally damaged. Sometimes I'll have one with like a hole in it, and it'll be like a BU coin just with a hole in it. This one looks like it has had a scrape. It also looks like it's had quite a few little rim dings to it. How is your day going, Princesa? I don't know. I assume that Princess is the same, but keep calling you Princess. Apologies. Apologies, Princesa. It looks like somebody played graffiti artist and really scratched up the back on this one. If you guys have old coins, taking a nail or a thumbtack or a knife and scraping it a bunch, it doesn't add any value to it. Neither does cleaning it. If you guys have old coins that are dirty, don't try to make them look prettier. Don't polish them. Coin collectors, for the most part, even if they're dirty or have damage, they're worth more money the way they are than if you try to clean them. Oh good, you guys are making friends. Welcome, Digging Arkansas. So we're just checking out. I pulled out 50 Flying Eagle cents randomly from my collection, and I'm going to post them up on eBay when I'm done with this video. And I'm slowly getting back into the Flying Eagle market. Going to start picking up a bunch of them. Just I noticed the price on them dropped, and so I'm going to put a couple of these up, a couple rolls of these up, just because I don't have any Flying Eagle cents for sale on eBay at the moment. Just the roll I did last week, and we're we're gonna slowly play with the market. These are my favorite coins, I think. I don't know, I really love wheat cents as well. But for some reason I became attached, something in me just attached to these coins, and I love them. And I think I like them because I think I only found about two of them searching through like thousands and thousands of boxes of pennies. Just and then once I found one, I wanted another one, and then it just became an addiction. Coin collecting can be an addiction, folks. Watch out. I think that there is actually a YouTube page for Coin Collecting Anonymous. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I haven't visited it just because I'm not ready to give up my addiction. But there is help out there if you guys have a coin collecting addiction. I bought most of these on eBay. Anytime I could find another website that had any, I would buy them off of there as well. Pretty much every video I've made here on YouTube, after I make the video, I put it up for sale on eBay. So there's always a link in the description below the video. This one's got a hole in it. These ones were pretty popular sellers just because you would think that a coin with a hole in it would not have, not get a very good price, but a lot of people make jewelry out of these just because they're really cool looking. And I would have people asking, can I get 50 of these making jewelry? And oftentimes they would, if you could get them ones with nice holes in them, usually they like them kind of at 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Holes happen for all different reasons. I definitely have quite a few of them that have been shot. They have bullet wounds. Yeah, I don't find many in circulation. I have found 2 or 3 in circulation. And I think 2 of them came out of a 5,000 count unsearched wheat penny bag on eBay, but I think that they were probably just thrown in there to make the bag seem awesome. This one's got some interesting wounds to it. But as far as a series, it's pretty easy to collect. It's just 1857 and 1858. There are 1856s out there, but they are, there's not many of them. I can't remember the number, but I feel like there was only 6,000 of them or something like that. And they were pretty much just given out to important people to be hey, check out this pattern. And so there's not a lot. I think they're probably in the worst condition. They're about $600. And to get some good details on them, it's probably over $1,000. They might have even gone up more. That was one of the reasons too that I was buying all of these just collections of slightly damaged ones, is I was hoping to find a damaged 1856. Because if you can spend $10 on a damaged coin and it turns out to be worth $600, it's not a bad find. I believe Rick Snow wrote a book on the Flying Eagles. I know that he has quite a lot of information out there. But if you guys are curious about it, or if you ever read about a snow variety, it's named after him, and he's taught pretty much the coin community everything about the coin. It's someone was going to play some tic-tac-toe on this. Apparently they didn't get to finish. I haven't had any restored. I always restoring is always a funny thing to me because it's like they say don't clean your coins, and I understand that it's like an expert cleaning the coins. Um, but I haven't had any restored. No. I part of me like whenever I have a PCGS graded Flying Eagle, even when it's like severely damaged, when it's been graded by PCGS, they still sell for like $20 to $25, like even in like super damaged condition. For some reason, just having it in the slab, I guess it costs a bunch of money to get it slabbed. But I'd like to, send 1,000 of these into PCGS if they'd give me a bulk price. Um, I still haven't gotten around. I've been working on the Mincello project that I've been doing, and just taking a little bit of a break here. Probably have some more tomorrow to look at. But just I have so many other things. I just wanted to like kind of do a bunch of different things, so that's why I'm doing this today. But I need to get in touch with PCGS and figure stuff out. Taxes are about to, it's pretty much tax season, and if there's going to be a time of year that I'm going to be able to drop money to get things graded, it's probably going to be after tax season. Hey, Armed American Patriot, welcome. Nice to see you here. Good morning. His books are almost $200 now. Yeah, the older coin books have definitely gone up in value. I was super psyched. When I started poking my head around the coin community here on YouTube. I was like, what books do you guys use? What books do you guys use? And people were recommending all these books, and so I got through looking through Lincoln Cents by Chuck, who has Copper Coins, the YouTube channel. And I got the authoritative reference on Lincoln Cents and Walter Breen's Complete Encyclopedia of U.S. and Colonial Coins. But I got them all for like $30-40, and then like just a couple weeks later, it seemed like everything went to like $100-200. And so while I'm interested in collecting coins, the books about collecting coins have skyrocketed in price. It's kind of like the cherry picker's guide. It's become worth a lot of money. Yeah, I'm not like it's like I guess when they go to restore it, anything can happen. For me, I would just keep them in their original condition. I wouldn't mess with them, and unless it would somehow make the coin worth like an insane amount of money, I wouldn't recommend it. There's probably people out there that know things more. I mean, if the coin's worth a lot of money and it can save its life, if it can, add a considerable amount, or it can somehow make the price jump up, then yeah. Um, but if it's not going to add any money to the coin, I would just leave it the way it is. Bam! Welcome. Thanks for bringing some love, Armed American Patriot. Good to see you. I don't think I've gotten to see you live in the last 24 hours. I'm going to have to come see you. I enjoy the energy at your channel. It's really great. I've met a lot of good friends there. Thank you for your channel. So this one, we can see the wreath a little bit better here. I'm still not positive what the top part is there. I mean, if my best guess, it would be like amaranth. But it looks like maple leaves and acorns and corn and wheat and a bow. Well, I will definitely be there. I've been on YouTube pretty much 24/7 this month so far, and last night I was just like, I need a night off, and so I cleaned my house because I hadn't been cleaning my house. My dishes were piling up. I had become severely addicted to watching YouTube channels and watching videos, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm meeting lots of great people. But I decided to play catch up with life yesterday. But I will be back tonight, and I'll be back today once I'm done making this video. So it looks like some of these are in a little bit better condition. Yeah, it's definitely been good to get out of my tunnel vision. For quite a while I was just making video, and I wasn't going around and checking everyone else out and seeing what they were doing, and I have had way more fun going and checking out other people's channels and watching what they're up to and just seeing how things are done on YouTube, because it's like everybody has something to offer on here, and that's the really cool part is, and when I'm here on the stream, I get all these wonderful people in here, and people start telling me things that I didn't even know. And so just by having the channel on here, I'm learning. And I was hoping to be able to share a couple things that I had learned, but I feel like other people are teaching me more, and so it's really priceless. I love it. Got some real California sky there. Apologize for the blue glare on these coins, but that is real California sky. Yeah, the new change definitely. It's almost like you could like get like some new pennies from the bank and just watch it like turn to nothing. It's like fool's money. Even though I collect high grade modern coins, it's just like, it's kind of like the last straw in the American economy. It's like, all right, we've taken silver and gold from the people. You know, at least it's legal to own gold again. Like when we went off of the gold standard and they banned people from owning gold and confiscated everything, like that was kind of messed up. But it's like once they started with the new coins in 1982, it's like, okay, we took the gold, we took the silver, okay, let's take the copper. So they did a pretty good job. But we all love our fiat money, right? And it's actually kind of funny now that I think about it. It's like we've kind of gone a step further. It's like we had like 0.5% copper, and now all of a sudden it's like, no, we need to use digital currency. Only cash is used by criminals. It's like, it's funny, it's like if you own cash in this country and you get pulled over, they say you're doing something illegal with the cash. You know, like nobody has cash on them, and it's like, isn't that what you want to use? You guys made the money and said it's money. Why all of a sudden is it being called a criminal conduct? Why do I have to prove where I got my money from? But that's another story, long story. This one almost looks like it's got a little bit of toning on it. It's probably from being cleaned. I've looked at like thousands of these Flying Eagle cents, and that's one thing I noticed is that because it's part nickel, it seems like they don't tone the same way other pennies do, or at least none of the Flying Eagle cents that I have. They don't get that like brassy patina to it, which is something I hadn't really even thought about. It's just I've been looking at so many modern coins, and even the Indian head cents. They toned. There are I have some really nice toned Indian head cents. Maybe it's because maybe I'm just not looking at mint examples here, and it's the mint surface, the luster that kind of tones. But I feel like the large cents that I have, even when they're missing the mint luster, I notice that the bronze will tone different colors. It's snowing like crazy there. Awesome. It was really cold here for a couple days, like really, really cold. And when I say really cold, it was like 36 degrees. So I know it's a lot colder elsewhere. I grew up on the East Coast, and I remember it going down below zero. I'm a little bit spoiled here for the most part. it seems like it stays between about 50 and 70 degrees year round. I'm not like Southern California where it's like hot, beautiful. I'm very, very Northern California, basically in the rainforest up here. Really am in the rainforest up here. And it's coastal, so things kind of stay cool. I can drive about 20 minutes and go see snow if I want to, though. But for the most part, I usually only get hail here, so I miss snow. I miss sledding, snowball fights. I don't miss shoveling snow. I don't miss driving in snow. But if I want to go have a hair-raising experience, I can always go up into the mountains. Yeah, I definitely encourage you guys to get to know each other. If I haven't said it before, like everyone in here, I've met all you guys on various wonderful channels, and I can vouch for you guys. Definitely get to know each other. How much snow do you have there, Armed American Patriot? I saw on the news the other day that it was the warmest January on record or something like that. And January was pretty warm. It wasn't until the beginning of February that all of a sudden the temperature dropped. But unfortunately, it seemed like it was the first morning that I've had that it wasn't just absolutely freezing outside. It was really, really, really cold. And I'm saying that it was like 36. It must have been colder at night because my windshield was frozen. It was the first time I gave my windshield wipers a workout. You're driving? Some people are amazing. Like, I mean, I know I used to like do my math homework while driving on the homework on the steering wheel because I worked 2 jobs and I went to school full time, and literally the only time I had to do homework was when I was driving on the highway. And so I'd be like reading and driving, but I can't do that anymore. Maybe I just want to live. Do be careful. But I'd say if you all can multitask, more power to you. So I'm wanting to go metal detecting. Like this last summer, pretty much all I did was make videos and like clear my land. Because my neighbor, he went metal detecting and he found like some like Civil War like swords. Found just like I think it was like Model T like car parts and stuff, like, but like half of it was to like clear the brush. Like I would just find like glass and like metal. Found like some weird cement mixer thing. Just I don't know, like, but the place that I live in here, it's like I'm like maybe a half mile away from the docks. That it was like an old whaling port and like old fishing village, but it was actually the first harbor they found north of San Francisco, and so I'm pretty much directly west of where the gold rush was going on here in California. And so my hope is that I pretty much cleared everything to like ground level, except for like the really pretty trees and bushes and stuff that were planted. I guess there was like a Japanese tea garden kind of like thing going on. I have a bunch of Japanese maples. But pretty much I've been clearing everything so that I can go metal detecting, and I've got about 1.5 acres to cover. And so that's the plan this summer. I pretty much spent all last summer clearing it so that I could do this project. But I want to find some gold. I think I have, gosh, much. It's been like I was gonna take it out. I think I have like an AT Pro Gold. I had originally bought it to, I had watched a bunch of like shows that gave me gold fever on TV, like Gold Rush and stuff, and I bought a gold claim up on the Klamath River in Siskiyou County. But I would go up there and search for gold, and I'd find gold in my gold pan, every single pan, every pan but the first pan. The first pan I found nothing, and then every one. But it was just deadly there. It was like a deadly, deadly claim. And so I stopped going up there, and it cost a lot of money to maintain, so I let it go. I probably should have sold it. But there's just a lot of paperwork to transfer it. But hopefully this next summer I'll get to do some metal detecting. Maybe I'll make a video for you guys if I start finding cool things. Yeah, I think I wish that I hadn't gotten the AT Gold, and maybe I just haven't. Like, what I want to get is, I don't know the exact name of it, but pretty much there's like 20, 30 beaches like within about 5 minutes from me where I live. And I'm wanting to be able to go in the salt water. Like mine's waterproof and stuff, but I want to be able to kind of like go and comb the beaches, because the gold rush, about half the gold was coming in and out of here. A bunch of the ships wrecked, and so there's still gold that washes up on the shore. And so I'd love to be able to like go and metal detect for that, but all of the salinity, all the salt in the water, it really messes with the metal detector, and just gives an incredible, either there's tons of gold, but it's saying there's something there, saying it's something, I ground it, I adjust it, and it's lost one, flying eagle, jumping eagle. Hey Paul D, welcome. Wow. So I think that this is cleaning. I mean, it's super smooth, but I feel like when a coin comes back as genuine with cleaning, I feel like this is an extreme example, but basically what happens when you clean the coins, I believe it kind of like fractures it. It like leaves all these like little cracks and stuff in it. It's just the way the chemicals react. Almost looks like someone tried to scratch a date in there. But then it's interesting, like the reverse has none of that going on. And so to me, but it's like you can see kind of like they went and like kind of like cleaned here, like all this like darker part. It's like that's the original color of the coin, I would say. And then it's like you can, up here it's been smooth, but like here it's like all those little marks I think were from them trying to remove the darker spots. And then on the front it looks like they tried to chemically remove it, and this is what we get. This is an extreme example. I've never actually seen one with a surface like this. Yeah, after a storm, it definitely washes things up. One of the beaches around here, it's called Agate Beach, and you go there, and I get wet every time trying to find agates, but right where the waves are crashing, there's just like beautiful like purple and blue and orange agates, and they'll just be all polished and everything ready to go. There's like tiger's eye. I found some like really large pieces of jade. It's interesting though, like 20 years ago, like there was like so much of it, like you could fill your pockets. And these days when I go, I'm lucky to find like 5 or 10. But after a storm is definitely the best time to go. It seems to like wash up like stuff that hasn't been seen in centuries. And so same thing with like metal detecting, and it's been one of the cool things about metal detecting is there's so many people who metal detect on YouTube that it's like you can, like people are just giving out tips like left and right, and like how to read the land and how to read the beach, how to know, where the low pressure points are, how to know where, stuff just naturally collects. Because you can just, randomly go and metal detect everywhere, but if you know where all the heavy objects are, like, good, like the best chance of where they're going to rest, you can find a lot more. Excuse me. 421 now. Bam. What were we thinking? Wow, check this one out. This is like, yeah, look at it. It's like 1856, 1858. So it's like, if this was in 1856, it would be worth a lot of money, even in this condition, if you were just able to confirm. I mean, like, I'm having a hard time even confirming that this is a flying eagle cent. It's like, which side's the front, which is the back, guys? Is there anything that's given us a clue here? Maybe it's just the magnifying. Maybe I can see it in person. There you guys go. We saw in 1856. You guys saw it, right? Yeah, something definitely eroded that coin. And this one, it's like funny. Like that last coin, it's probably essentially, like a dollar coin. But it's like this one, you could say this coin is in fair condition. It's got some light scratches, but it's very evenly worn. And if there's no damage on the reverse, it's like this is actually a gradable coin, believe it or not, just because it doesn't show extreme damage. It might, you can kind of see where it looks like kind of like some high points there. I don't know if we missed something on the front. I'm not positive about that. That's interesting how it looks like something like pounded through from the other side, but it's there. But I believe it's possible like this coin could come back as like a fair. What is a 1? 1 is just a planchet, right? Or a fair, or what is a poor? A poor is a 1 on the scale to 1 to 70. Check out this next. It's nice to go to some details. Like, almost looks like the tail feathers have a tiny bit of doubling. It could just be a scratch going across it. And same thing with the A. The A looks extra thick, almost like there might be a doubled A on it. I don't know, we'll maybe check this one out. I put a couple of them aside. And I know at one point I definitely was collecting ones with like doubling on them, different varieties. But I pulled these out of random out of the books, so I don't actually know what we're looking at until we're looking at it. This one definitely has some environmental damage. I think every single one of these coins has some degree of environmental damage to it. But I would say about 90% of the flying eagles, this is about what they look like these days. Princesa, I hope you were driving safely. I don't know if you're still listening. You've got good reception if you can just listen in while driving all around. Where I live, it seems like if you try to talk and drive, it seems like I lose connection. It's like the reason I first got my cell phone was because I like lived up in the mountains at one point, and it was just kind of like a deadly stretch of road where if you broke down the side of the road, you were pretty much walking for 6 hours to civilization, and unfortunately it was not the kind of place you want to hitchhike. It's like pretty much at least once every couple years, like you hear of somebody that like started hitchhiking and ended up like chained up in like someone's dungeon. Sad but unfortunate truth. And definitely the stories that I heard out there. I don't know. I used to hitchhike everywhere on the East Coast, and when I first came out here, I was hitchhiking, and I got quite a few. It's like somebody pulls a knife on you and says, "Don't you know it's like a really bad idea to hitchhike out here? Like someone will kill you while like brandishing their knife at you." And the point wasn't really to like threaten, but it was to like send a clear message that like people will kill you. Like, I don't know. Like Humboldt County here, where I live in, there's, it's got kind of a black market per se. It's kind of world known. People come here to work and do seasonal jobs that are off of the table, which it's probably like that in a lot of different places. It's just it's basically like become a tourism where people will come here and work for like a month under the table and leave with enough money to, travel the world for the rest of the year. And then they come back in the fall. But at the same time, you kind of have to know somebody. You can't just like show up and be like, I'm here to work, because it's, revolves around, I don't know, it's interesting, like things in California, like marijuana is illegal, or I'm sorry, it's illegal these days, or, but there's still the black market at the same time. And, but just, I don't know, it's like a lot of people come here for various reasons, and it seems like we have a lot of mental health problems here. We have a lot of people that are in dire need of help, and they just kind of end up, falling through the cracks. And I don't know, for better or worse, it seems like California is putting less people in prison, which I'm not really for imprisoning people, but at the same time, people seem to be able to break whatever laws they want, and they're out the same day, which it's anybody's kind of who's working hard or trying to do something for themselves or trying to protect their family. It's like somebody comes and robs your house and attacks your family, and then they, get a court date and let out of jail the same day. And then they go out and rob someone else to pay their court fees, and then they get arrested again, and it's just like, it's like a revolving door. It's like, I'm definitely like, if people, I don't know, people make mistakes, and I don't think everyone should be thrown away in prison. But I think that people that are like hurting people and like killing people, like I'd say probably it's like you have to kill someone to go to jail out here, it feels like these days. Sorry, not the happiest topic for a stream. I'm sure if you guys go online, there's probably like HBO there's probably whole shows that revolve around Humboldt County here. I know they've made a couple movies of the area here. The movies never make the place look very good. But the wonderful thing about out here is it is absolutely beautiful, and 99% of the people are absolutely wonderful. Like there's just some really kind, good people, like the kind of people that it's like, they weren't born near family, but they're family. It's like the family, like good friends are the family that you meet in life. They're not the ones you were born with, but they're the ones that showed up and stick around and make your life a wonderful life to live. It's like this one almost, it's way too worn, but it's like almost wants to pretend it has cement luster to it hiding in the cracks. But it's like, as you can see, it's like much darker around the edges here. And usually when you have like kind of like bright fields and then darkness around, to me it usually says it's cleaned. However, it's like the good part is all the parts with black haven't been cleaned. And so, you know, if you have a really, really old coin and it still has all the dark stuff, there's a lot better chance that it's worth more money than you think. And then if you go and clean out all the cracks, it's not doing the coin any favors. Here we have a beautiful flying eagle cent. It's got eagle eyes. It's got 2 holes in it. And this one would probably make like a good charm bracelet, just because if you put a loop through the top and out the other hole, it would probably sit flat on your wrist. But it looks like we are almost done. It looks like there's 2 more coins to this roll. I did put a couple of them aside just to look and see if there was any doubling on them. I just felt like I could see a little bit of stuff going on. And so we'll take a look at those. You're welcome to eat and watch anytime. I've definitely watched your stream while eating dinner. It's definitely, that's one way I am able to multitask. It's fun watching people's videos and watching people's streams and eating food. Oftentimes when there's a show that I really like to watch, I will make a bunch of food right before. It's always sad actually. It's like sometimes I'll be like, I'll catch a stream and I'll go and make food so that I can sit down and just like chill and watch the whole thing and just like hang out and talk with people, and I'll come back and I'll sit down, I'll have all my food ready, I'll be ready to go, and like the stream will end. It's like everyone's like, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. It's like, no, I missed it. Yeah, they made a button. I've got a pair of cufflinks, I think. I just don't have a coat that I can wear it with. And I think I have a couple other ones that were made into jewelry. I was just, bought a lot of them, and some of them happened to be modified, which was kind of cool. If I ever get an old coat that you can wear them with, I will have to add them up. All right, so we'll see if I can zoom in. I think I might have just gotten in the habit of putting them over here and not even paying attention. But at some point here I am going to need to get a new microscope because I can't get as close as I want to. I used to be able to, but when I got a new computer, it doesn't have a CD drive, so I can't install the original software for it, which had more features, and I think that was higher quality. I mean, it's like the quality comes out, but it's like I used to be able to zoom in a lot faster or a lot closer. It's really not. I'm not going to be able to see that one. See, I think there was one where the A looked extra thick, and so like the tail feathers here, it's usually a good place to be looking for different errors. You'll oftentimes see doubling. Same with the curl of the wing here, and the A and the C. And I can't, this one's pretty worn here, so I can't see if there's a doubled. It does look pretty thick on it. And also the eye, there's a double die for the eye where it has 2 eyes. And I've definitely found a lot of them that look like it, but it's just not there. And I believe there's also one with just a random 7 that you can see. Some of the dates, it seems like there's some doubling on them sometimes. And on the reverse, oftentimes parts of the wreath are doubled, and usually right at 6 o'clock, right below it. But it's funny though, like some of the stuff on it, it'll look like it's doubling, but then you get like a really high grade one and you realize it's just part of the detail of the coins. But most of the ones we get to look at are just, you know, super, super worn down. And it's also one of the funny things is like looking at the dates all zoomed up. I find that sometimes it's harder to see the coins. And so here on the top right bow, you can see there's like kind of, there's an extra line of metal, and I don't believe that's supposed to be there. And then right below on the bottom of the bow, there is a little bit of doubling as well there. And I don't think that it really adds super value to it, but I've definitely seen them sell for a lot more money when they do have this. And I'm not sure if there was any particular reason I put this one here. I think it just got, maybe it had a thing on the bow. We can't even see the bow. Oh, maybe it was the E just looked funny. Like it like seemed like it was much longer. Like see how the N and the E seem to connect there. That was something that I felt like I hadn't noticed before, but it looks like the N connects to the O. Here we got another one. This one will not be a good example of it though. Why did I put this one here? Okay, I put this one here because you can see a little bit of doubling on the bow, and you can see a little bit of doubling here, even though there's no detail. Like the only detail on the coin is that one spot where it's doubled. And sometimes too, there will be like just a little bit of doubling at the breast. I hope I could. And so it's like here, it's like on the N, I'm just trying to see if the N and the E actually connect on any of these other ones, which I'm sure if that was a thing, I would have read about it when I was reading through Snow's work. But that is the last one, my friends. It looks like we're able to go a little bit over an hour. I haven't planned what we're going to look at tomorrow. I have a bunch of certified coins, but I usually just do a quick video of each of those, so I'll probably do a bunch of short ones tomorrow and then do an hour-long stream. If you guys enjoy the Flying Eagles, I can put together another roll of those for tomorrow. But just whatever you guys want to see, if I have some of them, I will try to make a video for you guys. I have mostly small and large cents, and I don't believe I have enough large cents raw to make a video of, and I don't have enough Indian head cents. But another thing I was thinking about doing was just looking through, I know people like to coin search or like look for varieties and stuff, and I thought I could pull out a bunch of the certified coins and we could look for varieties in the certified coins. And the cool thing about that is, well, if you try to find varieties in like pocket change, they're going to be, chances are, very low grade examples of it. But it's like if you find something that's already been certified, like an MS 65 or 66, and then you find that it actually has a variety on it as well, then you have a variety in a very nice grade, which could be cool. I hadn't heard anything about that. Every time I come to your channel, it seems like things are going awesome. But congrats on getting monetized. That is awesome. I just finally hit 1,000 subscribers this Monday, I think. Maybe it was Tuesday. I got 1,000 bananas. That was pretty cool. Now I just need to work my butt off. Congrats on like that. How long have you been streaming Armed American Patriot? Hey, welcome, Freedom Grower. Welcome. I do have a couple 2-cent coins. I believe the only ones that I have are certified, or they're like PCGS. I already made videos of them. They're so I do have a couple, but they're all certified, and I actually already have made videos, um, which I can make repeat videos of the same ones, but um, you know, if there's already a video of them, it makes a little less sense. One other things I did, like I know I opened the safe from when I was a childhood the other day, but I did notice that there was a lot of stuff that I thought was in there that wasn't, and I feel like I remember another box that has just like I think it's just a bunch of raw foreign coins. Like it was where I started putting all my foreign coins when I was like roll hunting, and so there should be a large like kind of metal box somewhere I need to find. But I had those to do. I should have some more proof rolls of memorials. Like I think like a 1964 I think is waiting for me at the post office. I don't see anything like I mean like making videos on YouTube. It takes a lot of work. It just doesn't happen like, and it's like you work when like you have some great energy, Armed American Patriot. Like you read everybody's names, you put energy, you put love into it. Like you definitely try like to make everyone like there, like you make them all heard and seen and like support them, and it's awesome. There shouldn't be any reason like just my advice, which pretty much is to stay out of it all, but like don't pay any attention. Like on YouTube when I was gaming, there was a lot of toxicity, there was a lot of drama. Just spread the love. Just do what you do it passionately, do it because you love it, and people will come, people will watch. Um, that's how you do it on YouTube. Like you don't pay any attention to the haters. If you've got moderators, have the moderators take care of them. You know, you don't even need to see all the negative stuff. Like you know, like just have them send you the good stuff. Just have this good stuff come through. Like, and it's like I see you guys doing that already, and it's like um, when you're done with your stream, you should be happier. You shouldn't be like, what's up with that person? Like, because things can get to us. Like, and that's one of the things I like about streaming coins is like I don't get any of that. Like when I did games, it was like um, I don't know, like YouTube and games, it was a little bit different story. Like different communities, though, it seems like way more positive. Like there's no hate. It's just like people sharing and trying to learn from each other. It's really refreshing. Really? That's awesome. Hey, Edwin Vasquez, welcome. I'm enjoying talking. I wish I was on your guys' channel, so I could talk. But I've gotta finish up and take photos of this one and get this one up on eBay. But I really appreciated all you guys stopping by. I really do. I'm I'm jealous of you now. Congratulations on being monetized. When I get jealous, though, it's like it's more of like an appreciation of like seeing someone work really, really hard and achieve their dreams. Um, so good job, to Armed American Patriot. You guys were you were working hard, and it seems to have paid off. Like you made a dream, you set your goals, you got there, you did it. If people are jealous, they're jealous. Like you worked hard for what you got, and like if you're saying that the day you went monetized you got $560, you put a lot of time and work into it. 4,000 hours, like if you think about it, like a full-time job at 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, if you get 2 weeks off, that's like 2,000 hours. If you add that extra, if you don't get, that's 2,080 hours. You did like two full-time jobs worth of stuff. You worked hard. And, if you're able to get a little bit of money back, like, you deserve it. Good job. Like, I'm all about people having a dream and working hard and achieving their dream. Like, it's like, it seems like YouTube is possibly the last American dream that is possible. And a lot of people are going to try it, and not everybody is going to get there. And you just got to keep on working. You can't just trip one day and say I'm not going to get back up again. It's like it takes work when you're not making videos. There's a ton of stuff you got to be doing, and it's like just trying to think of something new to do every day. It takes time, it takes energy, like replying, talking to people, like making connections, networking. Like, it takes money. Like, I used to think, or it takes time, it takes money too sometimes. But it's like I made 2,500 videos, just tunnel vision. Didn't go around, just was like, if I make videos, people will come, and just, I had a couple hundred subscribers, but it was like not until I started like going and like seeing what other people were doing and like talking and learning from others. Like, it's like you gotta put yourself out there, and you've done that. You put yourself out there, and people liked what they saw and they came. Like, so good job. Hey, Les Likes Coins, welcome. I'm gonna be ending the stream in just a minute here. But if you guys don't know each other, like, all really good people in here. Like, I've met people from all different parts of YouTube here. But there's some really good people here. So if you guys haven't met each other, feel free to check each other's channels out. Like, we can all support each other. We can all help each other. Not sure if I'm supposed to use that word, but like, give each other a look, see if there's anything you guys like about each other. Like, a lot of really talented people here. Like, Armed American Patriot, he just got monetized. And like, I don't know, like, we can all learn from each other. So if you guys haven't checked any of each other out, I highly encourage it. I know I've met a bunch of you guys in the coin communities here, and I've just made friends with a bunch of people here. But thank you all for coming. I totally don't want to end the stream here, but I've gone through the roll of coins. If you guys want to see the roll of coins again, I can show you guys the roll of coins again. Yeah, it's fun having people in here. Some streams it's kind of like kind of quiet, like about 3 to 6 people is average. Like, good stream is usually about 10 to 12. But so I don't know. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna start buying up a bunch of Flying Eagle cents again. The price on them has really dropped. Kind of putting stuff up, some of them up for just a little bit more than I paid for them. And then if those sell, I'll be able to scoop up all the ones below that are going for below value right now. Ouch. That's not cool. I mean, I don't even know who that is, but that's not cool. Hey, Face Team, welcome. Welcome to the channel. So tomorrow I will definitely have another stream going, and this weekend I'm pretty wide open. So I'll probably do multiple streams every day this weekend. I got to my 1,000 subscribers, and now I just need to make a ton of videos for you guys and do a bunch of streams. Gosh, I still don't want to end the stream here, but I'm going to need to get things planned for tomorrow. Well, it's a good thing you're an armed American patriot, because you'll be able to take care of yourself. I'm sure. They'd be fools, fools, I tell you. But I understand having a family and wanting to keep them safe and not have them get mixed in the fray. It's definitely not cool. I mean, there should be, depending on where you are. It's like where I live here. If people are messing with you like that and there's marijuana involved, the police will come and they'll take care of the problem, and it's legal. It's not a problem. They want to know when people are doing stuff like that, and people that think that they can anonymously like threaten people on the internet. Anybody that thinks they can be anonymous on the internet, I don't care if they're like going through like the back doors internet, like if they're on the dark web. Nothing's anonymous, people. Like anything you guys do on the internet, it's there forever. People that know. Like, so like if they think they're gonna get away with it, like it's on their record. Everything on here is connected. It's here forever. The permanent record in your high school, it might not have been real. It might have just been a saying, but we all have permanent records for life. Or at least until, what was that movie, Fight Club? Yeah, well, that's a little different. But well, thank you guys all so much for coming. Very good to see you, Armed American Patriot. Good to see you, Les Likes Coins. Nice to meet you, FaZe Team. Nice to have you here, Freedom Grower. Thank you so much, Princesa Lagan. You've been here since the beginning. Who else is on here? I believe I got you all. And thank you, Edwin Vasquez. Sorry, my pronunciation, guys. I do my best, but I have a terrible ear and an even worse tongue. I do better writing than I do speaking. But I hope you guys all enjoyed the coins. I'll try to figure out something interesting for you guys. I think this weekend I'll have it's not a safe, but it's kind of like a metal box that I collected things in for a long time. And so I'm probably going to open that this weekend, and I'll just stream until we go through. It's probably got like 400 or 500 coins in it, so usually I go through about 50 coins in an hour under the scope. So it should be a nice long stream, and we can talk and have a good time. Thank you all so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it, and I hate to have to end it here, but I do have quite a few things I got to do this morning, and I'll have to catch you guys next time. I wish you guys all beautiful days, beautiful nights, wherever the world you guys are. And Les Likes Coins, yeah, there should be a lot of world coins coming up. So I do appreciate you guys all. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.